Here we are with the Estonian sniper conscripts in training, and we're going to see how they're going to set up their positions and how well they would be hidden from a thermal and how well they can be seen from the other side. The opponents also use thermals. They have all kinds of scopes. We're going to see how they set this thing up and how the end product will look, and we're going to do a little talk through. They have 1 hour to set this up, and we're in an urban environment, so there's buildings all around and open windows, doors and such. So when picking the spot, what's the first thing you look for and what are the first steps when setting a position up?
So the main thing is the sector of fire. If I can't see what I need to shoot, then the position is useless. The second thing is, do I have a good cover? The best thing to use is like the depth of the room. You have to be like way back to create the distance, so you can see the light. Also, one good thing is to black out as much as you can, but not too much, because it would be way too obvious that, wait, there's like every window is blacked out. That's like suspicious.
So when you move into the depth and create more darkness, this will hide you from plain sight, so with normal vision.
Yeah, it really helps with the normal vision, because you can see into the dark, but to get protection against thermals, you still need to put, like, for example, these random tarps, and what you can get, like these pieces of whatever this is between you and the actual like firing spot. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we found that works against thermal is pretty much just having a solid piece of like material between you and the thermal. So the only issue would be how you can see the enemy with your stuff without being seen by their thermals.
The main thing is that we need to create a loophole. That means essentially like we have created a solid wall, and we got through like a real small hole that we put our like barrel or we optics through. So the enemy or whoever can see very little of us, but we can see them clearly.
Okay, let's start building. So basically you need 2 holes, one for the spotter and one for the shooter.
Yeah, we basically use the system. We have pairs. One guy is a spotter, one guy is a shooter. So the shooter actually carries the bolt action, the sniper rifle, and the so-called assistant is the spotter. The spotter usually uses the like dedicated actual scopes. So the spotter helps to identify and to correct the shots. So yeah, 2 holes. So right now, because we don't have the active enemy, the enemy is like approaching soon, will be here. So we don't need to be on the lookout right now. So we can freely move around and do our stuff.
Mm-hmm. So when there's a possible enemy out there already, you would do it a little bit differently.
Yeah, so when there is a possible enemy already out there, the main thing is when we get to the room, we actually set up the rifle first. So there's always eyes looking at the designated spot we need to look at. So as I said earlier, we need to black out the room more, so the light can't reflect around the walls. So we are going to set up another tarp material thingy.
And the trick is to not make it look obvious that someone is building a position.
Yeah, as you can see, it's an abandoned building, so there is stuff laying around. Don't make it too obvious. Keep it simple, keep it stupid. It works.
When trying to set up this position, what would be the best tools or supplies to bring with you to make this happen?
Yeah, so I'd say number 1 is definitely the duct tape. It's your best friend. You can do whatever with it. The second thing would be stapler. So you can just come here and put bam, 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 so it sticks to the wall and whatnot. If you have a car or something, I would even bring a sledgehammer to make loopholes through the walls. And I mean, of course, why not nails and hammer? You can see right now, this looks like someone has built it. It doesn't look natural. So we need to bring more stuff to it. For example, a table. We can put chairs and even whatever bottle it is. Bam! So just putting these items, it looks like way more natural.
And when setting up something like this, how long would it usually take, or are there like different time frames for like making a hasty one, or you have a longer period? Like what's the usual time range?
Yeah, so when you make the hasty position, it takes about like between 5 and 10 minutes. And we can make like a pretty okay position. A longer duration position would take, I mean, you can nitpick the position like forever essentially, but I would say like between 20 to 30 minutes.
And this is with a two-man team?
Yeah, two-man team, yeah.
So I believe another tricky part of this is you're building something in here, you're trying to make it look natural, but you don't know what it looks like from that side. So how do you get to this level that you can build it here without knowing what it actually looks like?
So kind of like experience, when we train it, we get to like go outside as well and actually see what we have built. Experience, yeah.
Yeah, so lots of reps and practice.
So, yeah, and kind of, you know, like hopes and dreams.
So can you explain to me what we're doing now? So this part was done. Yep. What's next?
So because the light source is coming through the doorway as well, we need to block it from the outside view. So we're gonna use this like big black tarp to block the doorway and the view.
So the idea behind this roof over here is that you don't have any light falling behind you, so you won't cast a silhouette, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No shadows.
All right. So if you would have a staple, we would just staple it here or something,
Yep.
but currently we're working with tape. Do you want me to tape this over here?
Yeah.
Or do you want to close the whole doorway?
So we need to like move between the actual like shooting position and, for example, this could be our like sleeping area.
Resting position, yeah. Okay, so let's keep it over here.
Yep. So we have the weapon in place now, but as you can see, there is actually no way we can see or shoot through this tarp. So we need to slice through it.
So right now he's checking out his sector, making sure that his left and right bounds are visible.
Yeah, so I'm looking through the scope to see the actual like angle, and my friend there is like correcting. I can say to him, cut a bit to the up or right, left, whatever I need to get the best sector I need.
So the reason there's two tripods here is one is for the spotter scope, and there's going to be a hole for that as well.
That's correct.
For this position, a lot of tarp was used. However, this is something that you don't always have with you in the amounts that was used. So in an urban setting, you actually can use a lot of different stuff. If you have pieces of tarp, cool. You can use, you can peel off wallpaper. You can use blankets, trash bags, anything that you can find. That's the positive thing about doing it in the urban setting. You have a lot of materials.
So there's more than one position in this building. Right beside the other one, there's a second one because their sector given to the squad or the team of snipers is wider and you can't cover the whole sector from one position. So there's multiple positions over here. So what those guys have done is also using some furniture, some trash bags, some, I don't know how to call this material. And the biggest challenge that those guys had over here is that in order to see their sector, they had to work really hard to also accompany a position for the spotter. You can see they are really close and he's hugging the wall pretty much. The main elements here is that they try to limit the sunlight getting into the room, blocking it with trash bags and a tarp over the apex of the door. So they're kind of hiding in the shadow, a little bit in the depth, and that's what they're doing.
The position is ready. Let's take a look inside. So here we have a spotter and a shooter. What I know from a good sniper position is it needs to be comfortable. So you might be sitting here for hours without taking your eye off the target. So tell me what you guys did here.
We just found some random boxes and whatnot, even a chair, because you know, urban building abandoned, there's absolutely everything lying around. So the shooter is, I would say, it's pretty comfortable position. He's literally sitting on a chair. And I just found myself another box, another something. Yeah, and we're both in a sitting position. It's pretty comfortable. We can be here for a pretty long time.
Okay, soon we're going to go outside and look at this position from the outside with thermals and with scopes.
Here we have another position. I think it's one of the upmost left ones. And here we see an approach that's a little bit different. Same as everywhere, the window is darkened out using trash bags and tarps, so less sunlight gets into the room, so no silhouettes and shadows. What's new here is that we see a frame that has mesh netting on it that's attached with a small string to give some concealment to them, and also around the main weapon system itself. Frame made out of styrofoam covered with trash bags, and it actually looks pretty good. If you look from this angle, I think it kind of does the job. Yeah, here we can see the frame, styrofoam, and both of the shooter and the spotter are behind the mesh netting. We'll observe this from the outside and see how it does against thermals. And what you can also see that they have built, they have lifted the chair up so the shooter can sit on a chair in a comfortable position, so they can stay here for a long time.
Right now we're looking at those same positions from the outside with the thermal. Very well hidden from the thermal actually. There's virtually zero signature. I really can't tell if there's any people in there. I'll switch through the color palettes. And they actually give me no extra information. So the positions are very well built against thermals. However, looking at them with the bare naked eye, one of them is really good, the one that was built in depth, and they built their little position in there, but the other ones where they have that screen in front of the window actually tells me that something's going on. So those are actually the windows I would be looking at and trying to find someone. In our opinion, the best position was the one that was built in depth. They created a dark space and peeked through this little hole that they cut, which actually worked for when viewing with the scope, and also worked against the thermal when looking from the outside. We could not really tell that there was anyone there. However, the ones that had that plastic and tarp set in front of the window was actually a really good giveaway that's where I should be actually looking. However, being in the depth of the room has its downside. Your sector gets really narrow. In conclusion, you actually can hide from thermals. You just have to know how thermals work and just be in the depth, create layers in front of you, and that's the way the cookie crumbles.